What's up, you guys? We're not doing the intro because I don't want to, and I'm way too lazy right now. So, yeah, we're gonna begin the what if today. This is What If Deku is Robin, so yeah, let's begin. We begin off with Izuku young, and he's always happy. He enjoys, and he knows he has no quirk. Because usually kids would get something before they go to the quirk doctor, but nothing has happened, so he knows that he has no quirk, so he's okay with it. His mom, on the other hand, Inko, she's kind of disappointed, but she's okay with it, I guess. And yeah, give me a sec. Okay, so yeah. And let's say one day Izuku was at the park, right? And he got jumped by a few kids because he has no quirk, of course. And after that, his mom was scared for him. So she put him in martial arts classes, right? Martial arts classes. And Izuku didn't want to do it at first, right? He wanted just to be a normal person, not without fighting skills. But he wanted to be a hero still, so he went. The first day of class, right? Let's say he was like 5 in this. They're just teaching him basic stuff, right? And Izuku masters it pretty quickly, or gets it down pretty quickly. And let's say it's been a week and people are still kind of struggling with it, but Izuku's going advanced and more. Izuku's already learning how to attack and everything. So yeah. And Inko put him in this for such a very long time. We skip, now we're going to do a time skip. We're going to time skip to, let's say I said he was 5, we're going to do a 5-year time skip. Izuku, let's say, is at training one day with his sensei, and he enjoys just fight. He enjoys protecting himself because he's used it against people before. He's been attacked still, but they don't really do anything to him. He dodges their attacks and everything. And yeah. And let's say that when he was in class, his sensei came up to him and said, "Izuku, can we talk to you about something?" And he said, "Yes, of course, sensei." Right? And his sensei said, "Well, so you've mastered the martial arts of fighting, for that I've known. So, would you like to learn something else?" And Izuku's confused, and he says, "I guess." He said, "Good." And he's gonna master the guitar, his sword. Right, so yeah. Getting harder, it's so good, where the hell is the karma? So good, I've been so good this year. Oh, sorry. Yeah, anyways. Watch, I'm gonna have that one comment that's saying, just stay and keep telling the story instead of doing shit. I'm gonna get that comment, watch. So yeah, anyways. And he shows him this sword. Or a sword, or a wood sword, you could say. And he says, do you want me to master a sword, I guess, sensei? He says, yes, I do. But your mom would have to give you permission. And he said, oh, my mom would be okay with it if it protects me. And he says, okay then. And they train for many years. Let's say about 4 years later, Izuku's pretty like this, and he's very smart, right? He's smart, and he's in UA's just a regular school. So yeah. And let's say he's in a regular school day, and Izuku's has made a hero suit already, because he's going to go to UA. He believes in himself, because his training with his sensei and everything. So yeah. And yeah. And let's say that. Hmm. Let's say that Okay, let's say that in class, the teacher was talking about heroes and stuff, and how they have to decide where they want to go and stuff. So she passed out paper for where people want to go, and yeah, she said two people are attending to UA, or trying to attend to UA. Katsuki Bakugo, and everyone knows Bakugo. He probably will get in. He's pretty smart in a way, you could say. And then the teacher said, "Oh, Izuku?" Everyone looked at Izuku, and Izuku is not paying attention, really. Right? He's just reading. And she said, Izuku. And he looked up and said, "Yes." Right, and she said, "Are you going to UA? Or trying to?" And he says, "Yeah." "Why? Is there a problem?" And she says, "No, no, I'm just shocked." He says, "Why? Because I'm workless?" And she's like, "Yes, but..." And he says, "Yeah." That's what I thought people would say, like you. So yeah, that makes sense, I guess. And yeah, then the bell rang, and they pretty much started leaving. And let's say it's like lunch. Let's say with Izuku, he started walking, but he got grabbed by Bakugo. And Bakugo was saying, "You're not gonna make it, you know that, blah blah blah," and that's when he went to attack Izuku, right? But Izuku dodged it with ease. He said, "Really, Bakugo? That's all you got? I do fighting classes, and I've whooped you before, so don't try, please." And he tried to walk, but Bakugo went for another attack, right? Izuku moved. He said, "Just stop, please." And yeah. And the teachers finally come out because they hear the explosions. The two explosions. And they say, "Bakugo, what are you doing?" And Bakugo is not listening to the teacher. He went for another attack. Right? And Izuku got out of the way and said, "Just listen to the teachers for once." Bakugo's still not listening. He tried to go for another attack. Izuku charged at him this time, though. And students are watching this, and they're wondering why Izuku's charging. And let's say Bakugo used the explosion, Izuku just slid under his arm, grabbed it, and threw him to the ground. Right? And said, "Just listen." And yeah. What's that? Oh god. What the hell? Give me a sec. Okay, so yeah. And the teachers were surprised because, it's Izuku. And yeah. And Izuku started to go to lunch and he sat down. Let's say. He went to lunch. The teacher who's got Bakugo got his lunch and put him in the office. So yeah. And yeah. Yeah. And let's say that let's say that at lunch, people were talking to Izuku about what he did. Even the goons were talking to him. Izuku ignored them though, and yeah. And let's say after school, right? Izuku is starting to walk out, and Izuku has money, right? Because his parents left them. His father left him money when he left. So he got picked up by a nice car. Doesn't really matter. Right, so yeah. And yeah. Sorry. But yeah. And everyone's kind of shocked because they haven't really seen Izuku leave school. They just think he just walks or something. So yeah. And yeah. So yeah. And God, my lip. Okay. And let's say when he got home, Inko was just sitting on the couch and said, "How's school?" And he says, "It was okay. Nothing so exotic or something. Or like that, right?" And he says, "Okay." I heard that you got in a fight with Bakugo again. And he said, yeah. And she said, well, did you defend yourself at least? Yes, I did, and I didn't throw the first blow. And she said, good. And yeah. Come on. I'm going to get my dog up here. Come on, Sam. Oh, come on, baby. Come on, Sam. No? Okay. So yeah. Pretty much, yeah. And let's say that... Oh, hold up. Let me get you. You okay? Okay. So yeah, pretty much. And let's say that a little bit later, pretty much that was the last school day, right? For him, at least. Let's say that he started training, right? And he was training with his sword. And let's say when he was just out, right? He accidentally bumped into someone. And you know who it is if you know the queen, or rabbit. The queen rabbit, pretty much. So yeah. I'm gonna go daddy. Sorry, it's a song. So yeah. And she said, watch it please. And he said, yeah, sorry. And he didn't know who it was at first. Right? And he kept going, and she said, excuse me? And he said, yeah. Why do you have a sword on your back? And he says, oh, I was just gonna go train with it. She says, why do you need to train with it? Don't you have a quirk or something? And he says, no, I don't. So yeah. And she said, oh, okay. And she left. He also left, so yeah. And let's say he went to the forest and he started cutting down little trees and it's pretty easy for him. He's starting to cut through even harder stuff like rock a little bit. Right, because he knows he has to cut through a lot more things instead of that. Because someone might have a very good hardening quirk or hard skin, stuff like that. Right? So yeah. And let's say that... let's say that he broke his sword. So he had to get a new one. He said, damn it. So he pretty much packed it up together. And yeah. And let's say he went to a sword shop that was in the middle of town. Right? And really he's his really best customer because Izuku has broken a few swords before and stuff. And he actually uses swords. Other people just buy them for decoration. So yeah. And yeah. Easy, Mr. Excuse you. Easy. Brother Junior tried my golden. No, okay, I can't sing that part. It was big Bowser. I can't fucking sing that part either. Damn. Okay, so yeah. And let's say the old man said, "You broke your sword again. I see." He says, "Yeah, it lasted longer. Do you got any stronger material though?" And he says, well, I did get a new material. I don't know what it is, though. The person that brought it to me looked kind of shady, but he said he got it from an asteroid, so I don't know. I haven't used it. And he said, Izuku, yeah, I'm so sorry. I am so tired for some reason. Let's say Izuki said, oh, can I see it? I might be able to see what it might be. Right, and he said, I guess, go ahead. And Izuku went to the back, and he saw what it was. It was this type of blade that kind of looked different, you could say. So yeah. And this video is not going to be long because I got another one to do, and I'm very excited for this one. What if Deku was the Wendigo? So yeah, I'm excited for that one, so I'm going to hurry up. No better. Probably be like a 20, no, not 20, probably like a 25-minute video. Permanently. Okay. Okay. So yeah. And he started making his blade. Because the old man's taught him how to do it. The stuff. So yeah. And let's say when he was kind of burning it, it took a lot longer instead of should have been. So he thought he did something wrong and he checked over everything he did, but he did it alright. And I'll show you what his blade is. Give me a sec. His sword looks like this. He made two. He made this katana and then he made this blade. It looks like a knight, I guess you could say. I don't know. No, let's just say he actually just made the katana because I like katanas more than just a regular sword. So yeah. And let's say, what did I say? He was like 14 or so? No, he said he was like 10, didn't I? God damn. Let's say he was 15 for this. No. Like, God, I swear. Yeah. Let's say he's 15 now, and for 15, he's pretty tall. And, yeah. Or wait, no, he's not 15. Let's say everything happened when he was 15, so yeah. And let's say a little bit later, a few months, about 10 months. You get it? So yeah, 10 months, he was down Trick's exam. So yeah. And yeah, pretty much. And let's say that, okay, let's say that he was walking and he pretty much was looking like this. Or if you had a hero costume, you could use it. So he had his bag, but he had this on pretty much, right? And yeah. And when he got in, let's say he bumped into someone again, and it was the queen again, of course. Okay, so yeah. And let's say that. Okay. Nothing until a damn snake came out of it. Whoa. What are we fighting for? Well, Luigi's been entrance. Okay, so yeah. So yeah, pretty much. And she said, "Oh, it's you again. Hello." And he says, "Oh, hi." She says, "Well, why are you here?" So simple. I'm gonna be in UA. She says, "Kid, I guess whatever." And yeah, he sat down and he wasn't really paying attention. And yeah. Okay, so yeah. And let's say that he sat down, Bakugo-san, but he didn't say anything how he's quirkless. And there's no written portion in this part. Because they already had to do that, let's say, before. And turn it in. So yeah. And let's say that Azal, not Azal. Excuse me, I'm so sorry, man. Let's say that, okay. Let's just say that Mike started talking. Yeah, there's his name. That's his name. Mike started talking, and yeah. Give me a sec. So yeah, Mike starts talking about it, and yeah. And let's say that when Mike was done, everyone started going, and Izuku got changed into his costume. And he couldn't bring in his blade. And this is what his costume looks like, not this. I don't like this one. He was like this, right? And people were kind of talking about his costume, and yeah. Let me just accelerate. I know that now, okay, you guys? You guys told me. So yeah. Daddy. So yeah. And they're trying to think what his quirk is then. And let's say Izuku saw that girl, you know, kind of freaking out, but he didn't do anything. He kept going. He just waited. And when Mike started saying, "On your marks," Ida, the boy, race. Ida got ready to go, right? Ida was getting ready. You know who Ida is, pretty much, because you all know him. Ida was getting ready to go charge at him, or charge at the door, and Izuku started running instantly when he said that. And the door started opening a little bit, and Izuku saw an opening and he went through it. And everyone was shocked how easily, because let's say the door was pretty, like, it was a pretty skinny way to get in, so he, like, just jumped in a curvy way, you could say. So yeah. And Izuku got in, and he instantly went for a robot quickly. Let's say he saw the one pointer and started destroying it, except for one part of it. He got one part for he can use it as a blade. He got two parts out of it, right? And yeah. And the heroes were in shock that Izuku was cutting down cutting down these robots with ease, right? And if the blades broke, he would just destroy them again. And yeah. And he just kept going. And let's say in the first 5 minutes, Mike yells on the mic, "First place with 30 points." And they were shocked, right? Because no one has that much so far. The second highest was about 15, let's say, right? So yeah. And yeah. And yeah. City like it's Gotham. That cave, I've been blind. With the options. With rusting. Ooh, yeah. I got the juice. Makes you feel like Bruce. I got the juice. Getting rich, I feel like Bruce. Anyways, sorry. But yeah. And let's say that a little bit longer that Izuku had 100 points, and that was in 10 minutes. So yeah. And let's say this test was about 2 hours. No, an hour and 15 minutes, right? And Izuku is easily destroying these people. And let's say in his little glove, he packed in something with him. And the heroes saw this come out of his sleeve. And they were in shock that Izuku snuck in a staff. And Izuku started beating the robots with the staff, because the two blades that he was ripping out were not working. So, yeah. Because he's mastered staff easily. Because the way that his sensei taught him was how to handle any weapon. So he's pretty much a master with a lot of weapons. I feel like Bruce. No black, Catwoman. Sorry. So yeah. And yeah, pretty much. There's a goose face. If you like me, don't like me. Juice wing. Give me a sec. I need to see what my friend wants. Give me a sec. Okay, so yeah. And the heroes are kind of deciding how he snuck through with it. And then they thought about their bags. No, they didn't check the bags at all. Right? Because there's a little security system. Right? And then they thought about, wait, but they had metal detectors. And then they thought, wait, what type of material that is. So yeah. And let's say a little bit later, all of a sudden you hear this thud. A big thud, right? And he was confused. He didn't know what that thud was. And then he saw it. This 0 pointer was coming at him, right? the 0 pointer was had kind of made stuff fall on somebody. Give me a sec. So yeah, and he went to go help the girl. He didn't care about the robot. He wanted to get away with that, right? And he got the girl and started running. And he saw the boy that was super fast, Ida, and let's say the boy, he called over him and said, "You, get over here." And he ran over and said, "What?" And he said, "Take this." He said, "Take her. I'll deal with that. I'll just try to slow him down." And he said, "What? But you're," he says, "I don't," he says, "What?" He says, "But you're quirkless." And he says, "Yeah, I am. So," and yeah. And Izuku gave him to Ida, and Izuku ran back towards the 0 pointer. And let's say the 0 pointer tried to almost stomped on him, but he got out of the way. And let's say Izuku started ripping through the core, or ripped through a part of the robot and started going. And let's say inside you hear explosions going off, and they think that he has a quirk, but then he came out and threw off one more thing. And it was a little explosions that came from these little balls that he made. Right? So yeah. And yeah. God. Weave. Haha. Nice. So yeah, pretty much. And let's say that time ended after he destroyed the first one. Right? And yeah. And yeah, pretty much. And let's say everyone started walking out, and everyone sees Izuku take off his mask, and he looks like this pretty much, right? And he's walking out, and that's when, let's say, she comes out, like this. She says, "So, not bad for a quirkless person, I could say." And he says, "Huh, yeah, I guess you could say that." And yeah. And that's it for that one. Thank you guys for watching. So yeah, I'm not gonna do the outro though. So yeah. And yeah, peace.